this book that I just finished reading really absolutely changed the way I think about leadership and the ways that I engage with it. There's three really big things that it taught me that have been super helpful for me as I've been thinking about what it looks like to be a leader in today's world. I want to share those with you today. The book is called Wanting, and it is all about mimetic desire, the pieces of how we imitate others, and we often have desires that we don't even think about that infiltrate and change how we view the world and how we lead others and how we engage with others. In this book, Luke Burgis describes mimic desire and gives an outline of what it really is. But these three reflections have been hugely helpful for me as I've been thinking about what it means to be a leader in today's world. The first of these ideas that have been really important for me is I've been thinking about how it's important for us to be aware of our desires. Our desires shape what we go for, what we spend our lives in, what matters to us, where we work hard and where we slack off. Our desires are everything, and our desires are constantly being shaped by the things around us. Everything from our social media feeds to the TV that we watch to the TV shows that we engage in. Our desires are constantly being shaped and formed by things that are around us. These desires that we have in us are not just out of thin air, but they come at us from various different things. And there are good desires that help to push us forward. Think about seeing people who are further down the road in your job or toward accomplishments that you'd like to pursue. And then there's also difficult and hard bad desires that are there. Think about when you have the neighbor next door that you're trying to keep up with, or various different things such as that, where you're working toward things that really in the end you don't care all that much about, but you find yourself working at and working hard at and giving good hard-earned money and time away to, even when at the end of the day you yourself would say, I don't really care all that much about it. We need to be aware of our desires and where our desires are coming from, asking questions like, where did that desire come from, and why does that matter to me, and should it really be something that matters to me in the end? The second thing that really has stuck with me out of this book is the idea that it's important for us to find positive models for us to imitate. See, oftentimes we like to think that we can just do it on our own, that we don't need anybody else to help us or to lead us and to work with us. But at the end of the day, all of us are working off of some sort of a model that we are working toward, that we are using as a model for what the good life looks like, or what the accomplished life looks like, or what a life that's worth being our time and our energy being invested looks like. The question just is, what is that for you? And are we being cognizant about having good, positive models to mimic and go after? This is important. We should really be looking at who are the people that I appreciate what they bring to the table. I love what they're doing. I want to be a little bit like them. And then how do we take our lives and truly try to imitate and use that mimetic desire, that desire to imitate others? How do we use that in ways that actually will help us to achieve the goals and to live the life that we're trying to live? We need to be careful about the things that we are giving our lives over to. We need to be careful about the models that we are working with. And then the third thing, and this is really a leadership idea that is just huge, it's the biggest probably of the ideas, is this idea that we as leaders get to shape and form not only our own desires, but we also have the privilege of shaping and forming the desires of the people that we lead and work with. Whether that's in a church setting or in a business setting, whether it's our employees, our congregants, our volunteers, people who watch our content or work with us, we have the awesome responsibility of actually being a part of other people's mimetic world. And we need to take that with proper weight. We need to take the time to really ask ourselves, how are we leading? Burgis talks about the difference between imminent leadership and transcendent leadership. He tells us that imminent leaders, they pretty much help people to come up with a desire, but everything is working in the system itself. Everything is just to prop up the organization, or prop up the business, or prop up the nonprofit, or prop up the church. And it's all working just for its own purposes. In a business setting, this could be that we're going to increase sales this year because that's going to increase our income, which is going to mean that all of us end up with a bigger paycheck. Nothing wrong with any of that stuff. In the church world, maybe it's that we're going to increase our work for things like we're going to increase attendance on Easter, and we're going to do that so that more people will give, so that then we can have more activities and programs. Again, those are not necessarily bad, but they are really, really shallow goals. Transcendent leadership, on the other side, always points to a goal that's beyond the organization. So a transcendent goal for a business might be, we're going to make more sales, because when we make more sales, we solve more problems for our customers, and the world becomes a better place because we have sold more widgets or helped more people. In the church, it's we're going to go and we're going to invite more people to come to Easter service, not so that our church gets bigger and bigger and bigger, but so that at the end of the day, more people know about the gospel of Jesus Christ and have a more rich spiritual life. These are ways that we can use that mimetic desire and actually pull people to something that goes far beyond ourselves, far beyond our organization or our business, but actually point them to things that are truly worth giving their lives over to. So these three things about being careful about which models and which desires are being formed in me, intentionally engaging with positive role models and positive models to mimic my life after, and being someone who leads in a transcendent way as opposed to an immanent way, have been hugely helpful reflections for me personally and for my understandings of leadership in general. And I wanted to share those with you because I think they're going to be transformative for you as well. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and how you are dealing with this and whether any of this resonates with you, and we'll see you in the next video.